This is a legal reckoning for Harvey Weinstein. The three witnesses whom I represent have been role models in courage. Without them and their willingness to testify under oath in this case, and without their willingness to be subjected to an intense and brutal cross-examination, this result would never have been won. Mimi Haleyi is one of the two victims in this criminal case, and she is my client. Mimi sacrificed her right to privacy in the interests of justice. Annabella Sciorra was a very brave witness on this issue of sexually predatory conduct. Lauren Marie Young was a Molyneux witness, prior bad act witness. She's also one of the two victims in the Los Angeles County criminal case against Harvey Weinstein, which will be prosecuted in Los Angeles very soon. All of my three clients should be considered heroes of the women's movement and the victims' rights movement. These witnesses told their truth under oath, despite what many people felt were unfair attacks on their credibility by Harvey Weinstein's defense lawyers, who attempted to do anything and everything legally possible to challenge the motives of the witnesses and blame them for what the witnesses testified that the defendant Harvey Weinstein did to them. Fortunately, the defense attempts to discredit them were not successful. My clients bravely stood in their truth and refused to be intimidated, bullied, or shamed into substantially changing their testimony about what the defendant did to them. I'm very proud of them. I'm very happy that the jury delivered the verdict that was read in court today as to Mimi and as to Jessica, whom I do not represent. The jury took their time. They asked very thoughtful questions in advance of the verdict, and we thank them for their service on this historic case and for their carefully considered verdict, which I believe is a just result as to Mimi and to Jessica. Harvey Weinstein will now have to finally face the serious consequences of his criminal behavior at his sentencing here in New York on March 11th. The most serious charge is the one that he was convicted on for my client Mimi. For that, he can face 10 to 25 years. And the victim does have an opportunity to speak at the sentencing and give her victim impact statement. And in the event that Mimi is available on March 11th, she and I will be here in order to do that. That he was what? Okay, good, thank you, that's good. So, in addition, I look forward to seeing him in Los Angeles after the sentencing, as he attempts to defend himself against the criminal charges which will face him there. And as I said, I represent Lauren Young, who's one of the two victims for whom charges have been filed in Los Angeles. And she was a Molyneux witness in this case. I look forward to his sentencing and the next criminal trial in Los Angeles, where, as I said, I'll be representing Lauren Marie Young, and this case will continue. I will say this about Annabella. Even though the jury did not find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, Mr. Weinstein, was guilty of crime against Mimi and a crime against Jessica and sexually predatory conduct, Annabella is absolutely one of the bravest women I know. She sacrificed so much privacy, invested so much time, went through so much just for the cause of justice. She didn't have to do it. She did do it. And I'm just so honored to know her and to represent her. The fact that they did not find guilt beyond a reasonable doubt on the issue of sexually predatory conduct does not mean that there weren't members of the jury who believed Annabella. Although I have not had an opportunity to speak, nor have I heard any interviews by members of the jury, I have confidence that there were people in the jury, there were members of the jury who did credit Annabella's testimony. It's just that the jury could not find guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the highest burden of proof in the law. It's always possible that she was believed, but that the high burden of proof required to find him guilty on sexually predatory conduct was not something that the jury could find. But nonetheless, she's so brave. Susan B. Anthony once said, "Courage is the best protection a woman can have." And I just can't say enough about her courage through all of this. And I'm also going to say in advance, I know there are going to be many people in Los Angeles who are going to be testifying in the Los Angeles case, whom you have not yet heard from, and who will also demonstrate courage in testifying in LA. So I'll be happy to take some questions.
If you could, what would you tell Harvey Weinstein right now?
Pardon me?
If you could talk to him, what would you tell Harvey Weinstein right now?
If I could talk to Harvey Weinstein, what would I tell him right now? Well, I just heard that his attorney said that he was shocked. And he was surprised by the verdict. Well, he shouldn't have been surprised. If you do to women what you did to Mimi, what the jury found that you did to Mimi, criminal sexual act, what the jury found that you did to Jessica, you shouldn't be surprised if you have to face criminal consequences for the crimes that you committed against them. You shouldn't be shocked. You should have been prepared for this. It's no longer business as usual in the United States. This is the age of empowerment of women. And you cannot intimidate them anymore, because women will not be silenced. They will speak up. They will have their voice. They will stand up and be subjected to your small army of defense attorneys cross-examining them, attempting to discredit them, humiliate them, shame them, and they will still stand in their truth. So Harvey Weinstein, this justice has been a long time coming, but it's finally here. And it's not the end, because LA is still going to proceed. And I believe that will happen after the sentencing, that he will be quickly going to Los Angeles, and we're looking forward to seeing him there.
Who needs to be held responsible next?
I'm sorry?
Who needs to be held responsible next? Like, for instance,
Can't hear you.
who needs to be held responsible next? Like, who would you like to see being questioned?
In
Like
this
Prince
case?
Andrew, for instance? Prince Andrew.
Okay, well, Prince Andrew, that's, Prince Andrew needs to start by talking to the FBI. And so I do hope that everyone who saw my message on the yellow school bus on Friday to Prince Andrew and to the public in Great Britain, which said, if you see this man, ask him to call the FBI, and it had the FBI's number. It's not an accident that was on a school bus, because it's about children with Jeffrey Epstein and his sex trafficking of underage girls. So my message is, it's time to step up to the bar of justice, or at least talk to the FBI, say what you know.
Are you upset that they haven't questioned him yet? That he was
Well, they haven't questioned him because he hasn't agreed to be questioned. The clock is ticking. Thank you. Any other questions about Harvey Weinstein? Or what happened today? I'll just say I'm very happy. I'm thrilled. When the verdict came back, guilty for Bill Cosby, I said women were believed. And now that the verdict has come back guilty for Harvey Weinstein, I will say once again, women were believed. So for those of you who are listening and watching, if you are a victim of rape or sexual abuse or sexual assault, please know that this is a new day for victims of gender violence. Law enforcement is now beginning to believe you. Juries are beginning to believe you and to convict. So just have courage. This is a new day. Justice may be coming for you as well. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video from NBC4 New York. You can subscribe by tapping the button below me, and on the left you can see our latest updates, investigations, and digital exclusives. We'll see you next time.